The bottom line is they're finding that people want to socialize and want to be social with each other, so they would much rather talk to their family member or their friend about an experience they had versus taking some sort of an algorithm or just a computer with a lot of little X's and O's and ones and twos and zeros and ones and binary code to push out, here's what you do. That's what the mystery is. Now, what is social media marketing? Media, we talked about the Truman Show. What we're going to do is mention a few things. Another thing that you want to tap into is how the individual thinks. You want to tap into an individual's DNA. That is their desires, their needs, and their reward system. The desires is basically some people desire results while others desire to connect. The people that desire to connect with people are the people that can care less about results. They just want to have a party. I don't hurt a guy, hey, whatever. And they've got that kind of information and they want to do that. We're looking for those individuals that would love to connect. And that's the key. Now, we're going to talk about these 5 networks briefly. I'm going to bring up Jason and he's going to go through each one of these networks briefly, and then I'll come back and we'll tell you about the solution that's going to tie all of this together. Jason Barnum.
There are over 22,000 social networks online today. Out of those, over 2,000 have over 1,000 members. But we're going to focus that down a little bit, and these are the 5 that I think will be most useful to the real estate industry. Facebook, because it's the largest. YouTube, because it gives you a unique way to put a face with your product. LinkedIn, because if there are those of you targeting professionals, it is not the only, but is the most established professional-oriented network. Twitter, because it has its uses. We're going to go over that one in special detail. And Trulia, which is less known. Trulia is a site that lets you put your listings online, but behind the listings there is a social network. And that network has a few unique features that are tailored for real estate, which is where we are, therefore where we need to be. There is more to social media marketing than a friends list. That is a good start, though. There's social media, by definition, is sharing of information, whether it's pictures or video or just text. The most common types of text sharing fall under the blog category. Blog, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, stands for weblog. They just lost a couple letters somewhere in the process. A blog is much like an article. It has a title, a body, and that's about all there is to it. On the left, you can see an example from Facebook. That's their notes system, which is just their proprietary term for a blog entry. It's great if you post information. And here's one. The best thing about blogs is that they're extremely search engine optimization friendly. They're very easy to be picked up by search engines, and they're actually also the most shared content online, which actually comes in with microblogging. Microblogging is very similar to blogging, but you have a limited amount of space. Twitter is the most known microblogging network. They give you 140 characters to say what you have to say. So effectively, to sum it up, a blog is an article that makes a point. Microblogging is just a point. Now, as I mentioned before, blogs are extremely easy to be. They are the most shared content online, usually shared by other bloggers. Basically, there's 2 types of blog posts. There's articles or information, which you would make yourself, or there's links to other articles or information. A good way to get growing with blogging is if another blogger that has a more established user base or more readers picks you up and shares your information with them. These type of bloggers are called A-list bloggers or A-bloggers. they're basically the most influential in the blogging group. When you do get picked up by an A-list blogger, or just for some reason start getting a lot of traffic on an article because it has been shared, the most important thing is not to let that go to waste. Make sure that you have some way to capitalize on that traffic. Either a call to action to bring them into your website, or to bring them into somewhere that you can do business with them, or another article to, at the very least, keep them reading, keep them in your community. Social media marketing is, by definition, simply using social media for business. So these are the 5 most useful networks, which we just kind of went over. Facebook's up first. I think we're all familiar with it. It's the easiest network to grow because they have a very unique, intuitive friend suggestion system, which is, if you'll notice at the top right corner of a profile, they suggest friends to you. These aren't just random people. These are people that are in your network if you have one, meaning they are friends of your friends. Then, if you've already got all of those, they give you friends of your friends of your friends. More importantly, and more useful to you, is that it also suggests you to them. So in the event that it makes it a lot easier to get started, and that's what makes it the easiest to grow, because they have an excellent suggestion system there. They also have pages and groups. Pages, not to be confused with a Facebook profile. There's a Facebook profile, which everybody gets when they sign up for Facebook. A Facebook page is a separate type of profile reserved for businesses, for brands, or products even. You're not supposed to use your actual Facebook profile to represent a product, because that breaks Facebook's terms of service. Whereas if you create a page, that's their acceptable way of representing these different types of entities.
How many pages can you have?
I do not believe there's a limit at the moment, so however many products you've got. In addition to groups, Facebook has networks. Networks are very similar to LinkedIn, their connection system. Basically, you enter the field you work in or a school you went to, and it automatically finds you other professionals and other classmates, things of that nature, which is another tool to grow your network, which makes Facebook a great place to start in social media.